Hey, seventh grade, day number 17 of the career readiness, and today is all about some picking a major and college choices. There we go. All right, so there are lots of colleges, and we're going to figure out how to pick two today. You're going to have to pick two, even though you may not want to go to college, you're still going to be doing this assignment. Everybody's like, but I don't want to go to college. That's fine. You still do this assignment. All right, so there are over 5,300 colleges in the United States. How do you pick one? I can tell you I'm probably the what not to do when picking a college. I was in 11th grade over at the high school. My English teacher had us go to the library because there were computers there, about 8 of them for an entire classroom of people. And you could either type in a college that you wanted to find information about, or you could put in a city, and it would find colleges around there. Well, my friend and I were big, huge country music fans in high school, so we typed in Nashville, Tennessee. When we typed in Nashville, Tennessee, we found schools within a 30, 40-ish mile radius, and I found Middle Tennessee State University. Do I regret going there in any way? Nope, I do not. Could I have gone somewhere else and it not cost my parents as much money? Sure, but I'm happy with where I went to college, and that's really, I guess, all that matters. But things that you can consider when you're picking a college. What kind of college is it? Where is it located? What's the campus like? How much does it cost? That's a big one. What majors do they have, and what kind of learning environment is it? So when I say kind of college, I mean, like, is it a 2-year school or a 4-year school? So do you need to have an associate's degree, or do you have to have a bachelor's or more? And then we have public or private schools, and we'll talk more about that later. Location. Is it important for you that you can maybe get home on the weekend for something? Do you want to go further away? Do you want to be in the warm, in the cold, close to the beach, in the mountains? There's a lot of things that you can think about as to what college you pick. I was down here, right, in the middle of Tennessee, and it took me to drive home up through here. Whoop. It took me 11 hours to drive home. Now, if I flew home, I had to drive to Nashville. That was it took me probably about 40 minutes to get to the airport. There 2 hours early, hour and a half flight, and I flew into Baltimore, and then I had to drive home from there, another hour and a half. It wasn't that much faster sometimes. More convenient sometimes, maybe not. So, as far as the campus setting, do you want to live in a dorm? Do you want a lot of people? Not a lot of people. And then some people pick a college just because of the sports team. I would not do that unless you are playing the sport. If you're not playing the sport, does it really matter? Personally, I don't think so. Maybe it does to you. Next one is the cost. Are you going to be paying full price for college? Maybe you will get some scholarships or financial aid, grant money, free money, but I would not assume that you're going to get any kind of money because it doesn't always happen. I was a pretty smart kid. I only got $800. I say only, I shouldn't say only. I'm very thankful for the $800 that I did get, but it didn't pay for a whole lot. Books for like the first year, if that. Now, not every school has the major for what you want to do. For example, my major is business education. There are not many schools that offer that anymore. We used to have a lot more, like in Pennsylvania, you used to be able to go to Shippensburg University. You can't do that anymore. They don't offer that. So that's what we're going to look at today to pick 2 schools for you. As far as the learning environment, do you want to be challenged, or do you just want to get the degree so you can do your job? Do you want to be able to choose the classes you take? Because sometimes you can't, even your electives. Do you want to be in these smaller classes or these big classes like this? I can tell you that I had several of these, and in those classes, you didn't even get to ask the professor a question. Like, they just wouldn't let you do that. All right, so we're going to go, and you first have to pick a major today, and we're going to use this for something in the future, so we need to make sure we do that. And I'm going to walk you through on the Smart Futures, but not quite yet. Okay, so if you need to go back and look at things, please go back and look at the slides. But go ahead, we'll start with your career of the day, and then I'll go and show you how to do your Smart Futures. So, fire up them Chromebooks. We need to get the daily question posted. You can pause this video. All right, so today you have a medical lab technician. They will perform routine medical laboratory tests for the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of the disease. Should have vocational school, on-the-job experience, or an associate degree, $30,650 to $75,740 per year. So basically, you're going to be testing pee, poop, blood, mucus, and then like tissues, like not tissues, like in your body. Yeah. Not for me, but that's okay. All right, so then you're gonna go to your Smart Futures, and I'm gonna show you how to pick a major, and then also what you're gonna do with the college choices thing. So the first thing is, in Smart Futures on the left-hand side, you're going to click on My Careers. These are the things that I have favorited. So you should have a top career in your head at this moment in time. If it's not on the list, you're going to have to search for one up here and add it to your list. So I'm going to go with middle school teacher. I'm going to click on that. On this slide, we have not slide, but on this part of the website, there's a lot of stuff on here. So like things that you would do, your education, that's what we're concerned about right now. Education, we're going to click on See Programs and Education. Now here's where we can do a couple different things. You can either have the Pennsylvania within 25 miles and it gives you a list of things. Now mine, again, doesn't have a business teacher, but that's fine. If you want to pick a different state, like, oh, I want to go live with my aunt in Delaware. There we go. I've got some schools in Delaware, and this breaks it down into what kind of teacher that I would like to be. And again, mine isn't really on there, but that's okay. We'll just pick something. I'll do, sure, STEM. Click on that. And if this is what you want, you're going to favorite the major. Okay, I'm going to unfavorite because I don't need it. And then what we're going to look at down here is, it says, is this field of study? So these check marks are just things that I matched with. If you don't have matches, it's okay, not a big deal. What will you learn? Kind of gives you some of the things that you, again, may have matched with. That was from activity number 7. What careers does it prepare me for? So it gives you an idea and a median, I would say, wage. Are there jobs? I wouldn't worry so much about that because it's going to give you some things sometimes that have absolutely nothing to do with your job. And then here are the schools offered. So I could go to Delaware State University. I could go to the University of Delaware. And it kind of gives you an in-state and an out-of-state. So in-state would be if you lived in Delaware. Out-of-state means you are a Pennsylvania resident and you're going to Delaware, so most likely it costs you some more money. So if I click on University of Delaware, the eyeball over here to view this institution, and I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm going to favorite that as a school I would like to go to. Okay, so you're going to do that for 2. You need 2 schools, and they can be in 2 completely different areas. Doesn't matter. Your college choices document in your Google Classroom, which probably needs to be posted, substitute. You are going to tell me which program you selected. So in this case, that's where I would pick the STEM teacher or whatever you want to be, like, I don't know, astrophysics, civil engineering, whatever program you want. It can be the same program for College 1 and for College 2. For name of college, that's going to be University of Delaware. Okay, now everything on this sheet should be in order. There are 2 pages. The other thing is I have put a sample school, which is my undergrad, Middle Tennessee State University, to kind of give you an idea of where some of the things come from. You may not have everything. Like, not every school has all the information on there. So if you keep, like, it doesn't have hardly anything on there, if you have more than 6 things missing, like not applicable, like if you don't have something on there and you're going to put NA, if you have 6 or more, you need to pick a different school. I will tell you a lot of technical schools don't have the information, so if you want to be like cosmetology, you most likely are going to have to just go find a, community college or something, and not really a technical school because they don't have a lot of information. But other things that you're going to be looking for is the location. Here's the location. Newark, Delaware. Okay, maybe I'm going to try and do a split screen. Here we go. Number of undergraduate students, 5,293. Public or private? Do you see how everything is currently in order? Hopefully. Admission rate, 74%. That means 74 out of 100 make it. In-state tuition, it's going to cost $16,080. That's per year. So the next question, you have to do math. Cost of 4 years of college with in-state tuition. You're going to take that number of $16,080 and multiply it by 4. That's how much you would be paying for 4 years of school. If you're getting a bachelor's degree, typically 4 years. Next one is out-of-state tuition, $39,720, and you're going to do the same thing and multiply that by 4. Just to give us an idea of what it would cost for 4 years of school. Do they up their prices every year? Most likely. Now, the other things, you're going to have to go down and you're going to be looking at different parts of the website. Average annual cost. Well, there's 2 different things here. The gray one is the average for all schools, and then the cost for this school is going to be colored. If you put your mouse over it, it's going to give you a number, $17,713. You're going to put that number in there. Why is that different than the other numbers? Because you might not get a meal plan, you might not live on campus, you might get scholarship money. There's a lot of different things, really. Graduation rate, again, the gray is the average. You want the one that's in color. 80% of the people actually graduate from the school that I'm looking at. Okay, then we have typical total debt. Well, we might have to scroll on down here to where it says financial aid and debt. And typical total debt is $24,572. So that means once you graduate, that's how much money you have borrowed and you have to pay back. Typical monthly loan payment, $261 per month. Salary after attending. So I'm probably going to look at earnings after school. Ooh, this is good. $72,950. That's really good. National average is $43,000. Next one, percentage of full-time students. So if we look at student body, everybody's a full-time student, meaning most people are taking at least 4 classes to be a full-time student. And then we have some reading scores, or not reading, SAT scores, I'm sorry. First one is the reading. So when I look at the SAT scores, here's the reading. I'm gonna put 600 to 680. If you don't have numbers there, you're gonna put NA for not applicable. You have a math score, you need a 590 to a 680. And for your ACTs, you need a 26 to a 31. So you need to have pretty good grades, test scores to get in here. You're gonna do the same thing for a second school. And then at the bottom of this, you have, based on comparing these two colleges, which one would you most likely to attend? Why do you pick that one? And what's most important to you when you pick a school? Is it that it's close to home? Is it that the admission rate is fairly decent? The cost? What's important to you, do you think? Now, you need to have two schools. If you don't have two schools, or yours doesn't come up as something for you that you might like, you're going to click on My Schools on the left, and you're going to type in the school you want. It had Harvard as an option. I'll go ahead and hit that. You'll type, well, Harvard University. Y'all, a 3% admission rate. 3 out of every 100 make it to Harvard. Okay, I know a literal genius who didn't get in there. And then I know my cousin who went there. He's crazy. He took the LSATs, which is to become a lawyer. He took those just kind of for fun because he was helping his sister-in-law study for them. And he's like, well, if I'm helping her study for him, I might as well take him. He scored so high that everybody wanted him. Like, he's a genius. All right, so that's it. You have today, not only today, but you have today and tomorrow to complete this college choices activity. I don't even know what day of the week it is. I think it might be a Friday. I'm not sure. If it is, then you should make sure you don't have anything missing from last week because the deadline for that is 2:30. So this is a 2-day. Don't have to get it done today, and the next day. That's all I got for you. Hope you have a fantastic day.